Hey everybody, how's it going? So it's coming up to the final weeks of May. Last time we checked in, most of every single May convention was either canceled or postponed. So I decided to put it off for a few weeks. Obviously anything up to May has been canceled, which means Memphis Mini FurCon, which is supposed to be next weekend, Confuzzled, Furlandia, Zodiacon, Anthro, Ohio. All of them in the next few weeks are canceled. Argentina Fur Fest is also canceled to 2020 due to the closure of the hotel. Not COVID, but probably would have been COVID anyway. Verizon canceled. So now we move into the June territory, which has some new updated information. Also, we have obviously Anthrocon, which is probably the biggest one that we noted. We also have one that has a name Furfest in it, and one that is in December, but it's not Midwest Furfest. So, still, that one is still in the air. So, but let's go through these. June 6th for Fantastique has been canceled for 2020, and they canceled it on May 3rd. Furry Mosa was canceled. That was mentioned last video. Furry was canceled as of April 23rd. CastleCon has been canceled. That was canceled on May 14th. Lakeside Furs is canceled for 2020 as well. South Africa Fur is canceled for 2020. Anthrocon has also been canceled, which usually takes place on the 4th of July weekend in the United States, which is July 2nd to 5th. But that has been canceled. And as I said, for Anthrocon, it was supposed to be the year that they were supposed to go over the 5-digit number, which they're obviously not going to now. It's quite a distance between having 5 digits of attendees and 1 digit, which is a null. Z, 0, zip, zilch. Hopefully next year we'll be able to come back bigger and better than ever. Hopefully. You get those scientists, man, working on that vaccine. They're the real heroes here, if we get there. Furway, canceled. So Furway's been canceled. That one also takes place in early July. For Anthro Weekend Utah, July. That one has also been canceled. There's some additional information about refunding. Most conventions are taking the approach of basically they're going to roll over your attendance if you pre-registered. They're going to roll it over to 2021, unless you go to their site and cancel or donate the basically the convention attendance. The amount that you paid for the badge, and you'll pay again next year if you decide to go. You'll have to go to the whatever convention websites or social media, which is available on this article, which is linked in the description below. It'll give you more information about how to go about what their refund policy is and other such things. So we listed Anthrocons and Anthro Weekend Utahs here. Others might have some more information, but most of them are basically rollover unless you request a refund. So FurCan, which is in Mexico, not Canada, ironically, is still set to proceed, and that's probably why it's still set to proceed. Mexico really hasn't been getting much of a brunt from this virus. Spoke Anthro is canceled, which that one is in Canada, I think, or it's Washington. Spokane. Where's Spokane? I think that's in Washington State. I think I'm corrected here. I think that's Washington State, United States, up northwest. But that one's been canceled. Once again, we'll roll over unless you act to donate. For Fuzzy Oasis Party, this is probably the most interesting one. This one's in China. I do not know whether it's canceled or not. If anyone has any more information, please let me know. Right now, when you go to their Twitter feed and then you try to go to their actual website, you get a Cloudflare error warning. indicating that they were banned. It's sort of one of those weird coincidences. I don't want to make assumptions, but like I know we had that recent that website come up, which I didn't make a video on, which I should have. That was basically a bunch of knockoff fursuit things. That was another sort of like another what's it called? Another, what the heck is it called? That place that sells those mock fursuits. Like they had another one, but basically these ones should be going out, or like basically that site that was basically making those mock fursuit things went down, and I know they were hosted on Cloudflare. I'm gonna have to assume it's coincidence, but it's kind of weird. But I did get some information. GFTV did say that they were basically able to, that they were still planning on going, but that was back in February. And back in February is when things started to die down in China a little bit and started to increase in other places in the world. Powai has been canceled. That was like really relatively soon. Like some of these are really breaking. So Powai is a recent one that canceled. That was supposed to be in late July. Brazil Fur Fest also was canceled, and that was also announced within this last week. That was supposed to happen in late July. Canference, as far as I know, is still set to proceed. The last announcement they made was on April 29th, and that is the last weekend of July. Camp Fire Tales is canceled. That was supposed to happen the last weekend of July. Canceled. Wild Prairie FurCon's been canceled, which is in August. Camp Tiny Paws has been canceled, which is in August. Eurofriends has been canceled, and that's in August. Megaplex has been canceled, that's in August. Furry Peanuts has been pushed to the third quarter, which is September to December at some point. September to December, I should say. No, October quarter, right? So it should be October, so I should move that down. That's supposed to be originally in May. Now it's going to be somewhere in the fall, October to December. Memphis Fur Meet has been canceled. That was supposed to be in early September. Wild North, September 25th to 28th, no change as of yet. That was announced on March 20th. They're looking into the situation. Fernion, which typically takes place in sometime in October, but didn't announce their dates for this year, has canceled for 2020 and is moving to 2021. But before they even announced what dates they were going to be running this year. Biggest Little Fur Con has been moved to October 29th to November 1st. So you just got to remember that that's been moved down here. Midwest Fur Fest, December 3rd to the 6th. No change so far. But as I said, there is one in December that has canceled, and that is Furum, which takes place in Malaysia. And that has been canceled as of 15. By the way, Furum, I've got to give them credit here for having the most original cancel video of all time. Let me move this down a bit. So I gotta give you guys A+ because that is the most creative cancellation / postponement announcement I've said. Which kind of brings me to another sort of side topic a little bit. Like I noticed that a lot of these people are saying the word postponed and we're saying canceled for 2020. Mostly because I wanted to make a different word for, cause it's sort of a personal preference thing. I want to say canceled if basically the convention is not going to be taking place in 2020. You can infer whenever I say canceled, whenever I say canceled up here, it means the 2020 convention. It doesn't mean that the entire convention has been canceled, but most conventions are using the word postponed to 2021 to dictate that they are moving to 2021, which technically usually means it's been canceled for 2020. So, because I wanted to make the word postponed for for things like this biggest little Furcon movement or things like that. And also, as a reminder, PawCon has been moved forward from Q3 to the summertime. So this has been moved into August as opposed to being in the fall, which could either be a genius move or a dumb move, depending on how it goes. But PawCon was trying to move away from biggest little Furcon that moved into its territory. As you can see, October 30th to November 2nd. So that's something you gotta be aware of if you're a PawCon person. Be aware that you might be going sooner than you thought, and that's another reason that's a risky move, is because if people have registered for PawCon already and pre-registered, they might not know that their dates have been moved up, right, closer to them, and then they might go, oh, I have until October to look into it, and then like, oh, well, it's no longer here. So just get that word out there if people are not aware already. PawCon has been moved to the summertime out of the fall block this year. So that's been moved forward. The number of past events are growing. It'll grow much more by the end of this month as we get to past these conventions. To the last one that was held before most of these cancellations and postponements started happening, which is Blue Ridge Fur Fair. Basically, we are moving down to these ones here. There's going to be a bunch of May ones when we're done with May here that are going to be moving down to that. But if you want a updated list, you go to flavor.com. It is on the first page, on the home page. It will be pinned at the top for your latest things. This will be updated as data comes in. The last time it was updated will be up here, so you know how much information goes. And if you have any additional information that is not listed here for conventions or furry gatherings, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section, and we will basically get to it. A lot of good people here have been making notes on these things, and we've been updating the article as it's been going along, and we very much thank you for that. It makes my job a heck of a lot easier to have people keeping this up to date and looking out for things and paying attention to the cons that they can care about, so that we can make this list up to date and keep it up to date. So thank you guys very much for watching. Basically just a spoken thing of what's going on out there. Hopefully you guys are keeping safe out there, or continue to keep safe out there as this pandemic continues its course. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good night. We'll see you guys again next week.